The laughter echoed across the bright outdoor training ground before the first challenge had even begun. Every head turned toward the man walking through the gates with a faded backpack over one shoulder and a little girl holding tightly to his hand. His boots were worn, his shirt had been carefully washed so many times that the color had faded, and the determination in his eyes stood in sharp contrast to the expensive tactical gear worn by the other applicants. Some smirked. Others whispered that the Bodyguard Tryout was no place for a struggling father with a child. None of them noticed the quiet confidence in his steady walk. They only saw what he had lost, never imagining what he had survived. If you believe kindness and second chances can change someone's life, please take a moment to like this video, leave a comment, share it with your friends, and subscribe to Ripple of Kindness. Your support helps us bring more inspiring stories to people around the world. The man's name was Rowan Hale, a 37-year-old widowed father who had spent the last 6 years raising his 8-year-old daughter, Ivy, completely on his own. Before tragedy changed his life, Rowan had served in an elite military security unit. He had protected diplomats, rescued civilians during disasters, and completed missions that demanded extraordinary discipline. But after losing his wife in a devastating traffic accident, he quietly resigned from service. His daughter needed a father far more than the world needed another soldier. Every morning since then had begun before sunrise. Rowan worked construction jobs, delivered packages, repaired fences, and accepted any honest work that kept food on the table. His dreams became smaller, but his love for Ivy only grew larger. When Rowan learned that one of the country's most respected technology CEOs was hiring a personal bodyguard with an exceptional salary, he saw something greater than a paycheck. It was a chance to finally provide stability for Ivy, to move them out of their tiny apartment, and perhaps even afford the art classes she secretly dreamed about. He knew the competition would be fierce, but he believed that hard work still mattered. The tryout took place at a spacious private security academy under a clear blue sky. Dozens of experienced fighters, former athletes, and professional security officers gathered for the selection process. Many arrived in luxury vehicles, wearing expensive tactical equipment that reflected years of financial success. Rowan arrived by bus, carrying homemade sandwiches packed by Ivy. While waiting for registration, she sat quietly beneath the shade of a large tree, drawing colorful birds in her sketchbook. Her cheerful smile reminded Rowan why every sacrifice had been worthwhile. The judges announced that the competition would test physical endurance, observation, strategy, discipline, and emotional control rather than brute strength alone. Still, many contestants immediately focused on showing off. They flexed muscles, boasted about tournament victories, and mocked anyone who looked less impressive. Rowan ignored every insult. Years of hardship had taught him that silence often carried greater strength than pride. The endurance course came first. Under the warm afternoon sun, contestants climbed walls, crawled beneath obstacles, sprinted across open fields, and carried heavy sandbags. One after another, the loudest competitors began showing signs of exhaustion. Rowan maintained the same calm rhythm from start to finish. Every movement was efficient, conserving energy instead of wasting it. He finished among the first without celebrating. His only reward was seeing Ivy clap enthusiastically from the sidelines. Next came the awareness examination. Participants entered a large warehouse filled with staged distractions. They had only 2 minutes to identify hidden security threats scattered throughout the environment. Many focused only on obvious dangers. Rowan noticed reflections in broken mirrors, tiny footprints in dust, loose electrical wires, suspicious packages, and unusual exit routes. His report impressed several instructors who quietly exchanged surprised glances. The poor single father clearly possessed skills few expected. Despite his excellent performance, whispers continued. Some insisted he had simply been lucky. Others claimed experience meant nothing against real fighters. Rowan never argued. He simply prepared for whatever came next. By midday, only 10 finalists remained. The CEO herself, Eleanor Cross, arrived to personally observe the final evaluations. She believed a bodyguard needed intelligence, compassion, and restraint as much as physical ability. Hidden among the crowd, she watched how each candidate treated staff members, maintenance workers, and even unsuccessful competitors. Rowan unknowingly earned her respect by helping an injured participant stand after a difficult obstacle, even though they had competed against each other only moments before. The final challenge shocked everyone. Each finalist would spar against the Academy's undefeated champion, a massive martial arts expert named Victor Draven. Victor had built a reputation for overwhelming opponents with incredible speed and strength. As contestants stepped into the training ring one after another, each was defeated within moments. Some lasted less than 30 seconds. When Rowan's name was announced, laughter returned. People pointed toward his faded clothing and whispered that the single father should save himself the embarrassment. Someone joked that he should return to construction work before getting hurt. Rowan simply removed his old backpack, smiled toward Ivy, and stepped onto the mat. The referee signaled the beginning. Victor charged forward with explosive force, expecting another quick victory. Rowan calmly shifted aside at the last possible moment, allowing the powerful attack to miss completely. The crowd grew unexpectedly quiet. Victor attacked again with even greater aggression, but Rowan remained composed. Every movement displayed remarkable precision developed through years of disciplined training. He never wasted energy. He never fought with anger. Minutes passed. The undefeated champion slowly became frustrated while Rowan remained focused. Finally, Victor overcommitted during a powerful strike. Rowan anticipated the mistake, redirected his momentum with flawless timing, and executed a clean defensive takedown that sent the giant crashing safely but decisively onto the mat. Silence covered the entire training ground. The referee counted. Victor could not recover before the count ended. For several long seconds, nobody spoke. The same people who had laughed earlier stared in disbelief. Rowan had not humiliated the champion through violence. He had defeated him through patience, discipline, and experience. As applause slowly spread across the academy, Ivy ran toward her father with tears of happiness shining in her eyes. Rowan knelt to hug her tightly, forgetting entirely about the crowd surrounding them. In that single embrace, everyone witnessed the true reason behind his strength. He had never been fighting for pride. Every sacrifice, every sleepless night, and every difficult decision had been for the little girl smiling in his arms. Eleanor Cross stepped forward and announced that Rowan was exactly the kind of protector she wanted beside her family and company. She explained that anyone could learn techniques, but integrity, humility, and compassion could never be purchased. She offered Rowan the position immediately. The new job transformed their lives. Rowan and Ivy moved into a comfortable home filled with sunlight instead of constant worry. Ivy finally enrolled in the art academy she had admired for years. Her colorful paintings soon decorated every room of their new house. Rowan continued serving with quiet professionalism, earning respect not because he had defeated the strongest fighter, but because he treated every person with equal kindness regardless of their position. Months later, Rowan returned to the same academy as a guest instructor. Instead of teaching powerful attacks, he began every class with a simple lesson about character. He reminded every new recruit that appearances reveal very little about a person's story. The strongest individual in any room may be carrying invisible burdens while still choosing kindness every single day. If this story touched your heart, please take a moment to like this video, share it with someone who needs encouragement today, and subscribe to Ripple of Kindness. Your support allows more uplifting stories to reach people who may need hope the most. Special request. Comment below with the words, "True strength begins with kindness." We'd love to read your thoughts and hear how this story inspired you. As Rowan watched Ivy laughing beneath the bright afternoon sky, he realized that victory had never been about defeating the Academy's greatest fighter. The greatest victory was refusing to let grief, poverty, or the cruel judgments of strangers steal his compassion. The people who mocked the single father had only measured his clothes and circumstances. They never measured his courage, his sacrifice, or the quiet promise he made years earlier to always protect the little girl who believed her father could do anything. In the end, the world remembered not the laughter that greeted his arrival, but the extraordinary dignity with which he proved that the strongest hearts are often hidden beneath the humblest appearances.